Okay, Michelle, we are headed back to the Haunted Gallery with Shaggy this week as I add another 4 Scooby Doo monsters to my client's collection.
Oh, good.
This time, it's the Mummy, the Ghost of Mr. Hyde, the Headless Spectre, and the Abominable Snow Ghost.
4 classics.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. First up is the Mummy.
Now look, I don't think I'm spoiling anything to note that most of the Scooby-Doo monsters and villains, at least in the first few seasons, were shady businessmen who were breaking the law to make themselves rich.
It seemed to be a pattern.
I think it was more than a pattern. It was art imitating life. Yeah, newsflash. That's the way of the world.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. Wow. That's what unchecked greed and wealth hoarding gets you.
I guess so.
And then you're a monster.
Makes sense.
That's why we operate solely, you know this, on the barter system.
It's rough.
It is rough.
Yeah.
My client is paying me in chickens for this. And I'm doing these commissions in watercolor with some gouache, maybe colored pencil. My goal with the Mummy is to not just make him plain white.
I see that, yeah.
What is your take on mummies, by the way? Scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
10 being bone-chilling, 1 being meh. How scary do you think a mummy is?
They look scary.
They do.
Sometimes. I know this guy's mostly bandages.
Right.
But sometimes they're scarier.
Right, with their bones and their teeth.
Yeah, but they can be slow moving.
Okay.
Unless I'm trapped in the maze of some ancient tomb, I think I can get away. I'm going to go 6.
6?
6.
6. Mm-hmm. All right. Now I'm going to tell you why you're wrong.
Really?
It's a zombie. Zombies are at least a 9. A mummy is just a zombie in rotting bandages.
And if they bite me,
Yeah.
will I turn into a mummy?
I don't... What?
You know, like how it works with zombies?
I don't... Nobody knows, Michelle. All right? Is that what you want to hear?
Yeah.
No one's ever been bitten by a mummy because they move too slow.
I knew it.
All right, next monster.
The Ghost of Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, this was a curveball of a concept. The descendant of the original Dr. Jekyll, who has been messing with some chemicals in his lab, is afraid he's been turning into his ancestor's alter ego, Mr. Hyde.
Right.
However, not the actual Mr. Hyde, but the ghost of Mr. Hyde.
I don't even understand how you turn into a ghost and back again.
And there's nothing about this monster that seems like a ghost. He doesn't float or glow.
Right.
He doesn't seem translucent.
Yeah.
He's really just a jewel thief in a bucket hat and a bathrobe. And I'm not judging because you know I'm wearing that exact outfit right now.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Believe me, the call to HR has been made.
Oh, boy. Anyway, I'm starting with the background on this.
Yeah.
Laying down some gouache and then painting over that with watercolor.
This is from the scene in the basement lab of Dr. Jekyll.
Yeah, and this character is voiced by John Stevenson,
Yeah?
who we have talked about before.
Right.
John Stevenson, who also did the voice of the Creeper, Elias Kingston, Frankenstein's monster,
Yep.
and the Ghost of Hyde,
Among others.
who we have said before all kind of bear a resemblance to each other.
Right. They're all, what did you call them? Lantern-jawed mop tops.
Yeah, lantern-jawed mop tops. Accurate. That is an apt description. But why? Why the similarities across monster designs?
Yeah.
And that made me look up John Stevenson.
Wait, does he?
Well, you tell me.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, now maybe the jaw's not quite as long and wide.
Right.
But it's still strong. Mm-hmm. And maybe his hair is not as disheveled a mop.
But still, a nice head of hair.
Yeah.
Huh.
Mystery solved, gang.
Huh.
Fred pulls off the mask and it's John Stevenson. All right, on to the next.
The Headless Spectre.
Right. A headless specter, not a headless horseman.
Right.
Just a headless guy that essentially walks from room to room holding a candle.
And isn't that enough?
Well, I mean, it's completely sufficient.
Yeah.
No horse necessary. If a headless specter strolled in here right now,
With a candle.
right, brandishing a candle, our spirits would leave our bodies.
It would be horrific.
Yeah, so yeah, there's no need for him to ride a horse.
Right.
I think he does at some point in the episode. He does end up riding something. What is it? Is it
giant balloon.
The balloons, that's right.
A helium balloon. He's floating after Shaggy and Scooby,
that's right.
and they're all riding balloons.
Yeah, you would think that at that point, the jig would be up, no?
Right.
Like, if your ghost was riding a balloon, you'd have to start thinking that, like, this is Uncle Jedediah trying to con people out of their share of the will.
Yes. At some point, the presence of a rented helium tank would make you suspicious.
Yeah, that's why I hide mine right here in my bathroom.
Don't show me. Okay, the snow ghost.
Right, the snow ghost. And as I try to figure out how to color this all-white snowman in a snowstorm,
Right.
I want to thank everybody who not only watches these videos,
Yeah.
but helps us defeat the algorithm by leaving comments.
And of course, our Patreon supporters.
Of course.
Who really help make these videos possible.
Yeah, very grateful for their support. Our link to the Patreon is in the info.
Yeah.
Our patrons have a lot of fun there.
Yeah.
And I think we do too.
It's a great bunch.
Yeah, because I think it's a real give and take.
Right.
I think the patrons contribute to that vibe, and we feed off of each other's energy.
Yes.
I think we've established almost, a codependent relationship with our patrons.
What do you mean?
Like the patrons are like the girl in the hole.
What?
In Silence of the Lambs.
What?
And we're like Buffalo
No.
Bill
What?
lowering the oil in the basket.
No, absolutely
I
not.
don't know. I'm
What
not
are you
good
even
with
saying?
references. I don't know.
Why would you
I
say
haven't-
that?
You know, I've been watching a lot of horror movies lately.
Unbelievable.
I retract the statement.
Luckily,
I
our
apologize.
patrons know you're an idiot,
Oh.
and they won't call the
Well,
FBI on you.
Let's hope not.
No.
Because historically, I don't do well with those
No,
interviews.
you don't.
All right, so for the snow effect, I am just mixing up a little white gouache.
Okay.
And I tried spattering it onto the illustration with a couple of different brushes. Now let's just head to that haunted gallery with Shaggy and see how all these turned out.
All right.
Back to the old haunted gallery. Like, they finally dressed the set.
Finally. Looks good and creepy, too.
Well, yeah, I like the webs. Did a black wash on the night, too.
Yeah.
The mummy! Like, we defeated him with a lawnmower, a trampoline, and a basketball hoop.
That's
True.
right.
It's absolutely true.
Yeah. And now we know how to defeat a mummy.
Yeah, the lawnmower is key.
Yes. The villain in the Ghost of Hyde costume had, like, 4 or 5 identical costumes lying around for some reason.
Yeah. And the gang put on those costumes, and this genius took one look at them, and he was like, ghosts!
How believable were these costumes?
Well, if he was that good,
yeah.
why didn't he just get a job with Rick Baker or something? Look out! He's got a candle! That's honestly no joke. The candle was the toughest part of this painting.
Oh, I'm sure.
I wanted to make it seem like it was glowing, and I think it kind of does.
Yeah, I can see it glowing on his clothing.
Yeah.
And it's got rings of light around it.
And finally, the snow ghost.
The snow ghost.
I wasn't expecting to have as much fun with this one.
Oh, yeah?
But he turned out pretty good for a white monster in a whiteout snowstorm.
He looks great.
Like, the way the eyes in this painting follow you, he almost looks real. Zoinks! It's the snow ghost! Every time we visit the haunted gallery, the monster reveal gets dumber.
Agreed.
But I also think each time we do one of these, I'll get a little more comfortable with the medium.
Oh, good.
And I think the images turn out a little better.
I think this batch turned out great, and I know the client liked them.
Yeah, and that's the most important part. Client's happy, I'm happy.
And I'm happy.
Yeah.
And Shaggy's happy.
He is.
Because he caught the snow ghost
Yeah.
and unmasked him.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's thrilled.
Yeah.
I too am thrilled to have spent a good portion of the commission, that's a lot of chickens,
Yes.
buying that monster doll for 20 seconds of screen time.
Oh, come on. You know you'll be playing with these dolls the rest of the day.
I mean, the gallery's all set up. Be ashamed to waste it.
I'll get my Mego mummy figure and join you.
Yeah, why not?